Seaside has exploded with growth in the past decade, going from barely being a blip on anyone's radar to a booming beach town hosting the rich, famous, and working class alike. Gaining its popularity from being featured on The Truman Show, throughout the years it has drawn people in looking for that picture-perfect small coastal community. In this video, I'm going to go over with you why Seaside has become so popular, what it has to offer if you decide this place is home. For those of you that are new here, my name is James Mercer, and I am your go-to real estate resource for all things Destin to 30A and surrounding areas. If you're looking to make a move to the area or just want to know what it has to offer you potentially, reach out to me. My contact info is in the description. I talk to people every day that are making a move here or thinking about moving here. I love talking about the area and I'd love to speak with you. So the first reason that Seaside has exploded is because of new urbanism design. New urbanism. What even is that? So new urbanism is focusing on designing a place that has an emphasis on walkability, but still close access to shopping and dining while still maintaining good, unique architecture with original nature landscape around it. Think about maybe where you live right now. You might have a downtown area or a place in your city or your town where you can just park your car, you get out, you can walk. They have a bunch of mom and pop boutique little stores. You know, maybe the roadway, instead of just regular old asphalt, is cobblestone or brick pavement. You know, it's a unique kind of architecture, maybe a little bit older architecture, doesn't look so modern. And you can basically spend an afternoon there just shopping and eating out and dining. Well, that's exactly what Seaside is. Instead of just a small area, it's the entire town. In Seaside, they don't want 10-story hotels or modern architecture or 4-lane roadways. Nothing really in Seaside is over 3 or 4 stories, and I would say probably 90% of it is 1 or 2-story cottages or shopping centers or restaurants. But that's intentional. It's designed like that on purpose because they wanted that theme, that new urbanism theme is what they were going for when it was designed. And they pioneered that theme in the 1980s when Seaside was first founded, and to this day, Seaside is one of the case studies that architects and engineers will use when they're talking about new urbanism. Now, as places like Destin or Panama City Beach have become more modernized and there's a higher demand to be there, they become more crowded, there was a big draw to Seaside for people who were looking for a small coastal community, still had access to modern amenities both within the community and close by, but didn't want all that noise and fuss that comes with a large amount of tourism or just large amount of people living there. And you'll quickly see that in Seaside, because when you get there and you're walking around, you'll see, one, in peak tourism season, it is very, very packed. But the second you get off that main road with all the traffic, you get on the first back road, you'll quickly see how quiet the area is, how limited traffic it is. It's built specifically like that. They want you to park your car, forget about it, walk around or ride a bike and leave your car at your home, at your Airbnb or at your home. Or if you're visiting, maybe because you just want to go shopping or hang out in the afternoon like I do with my family, you know, we'll park our car down the road and we'll walk into Seaside. When I was there, I didn't really feel like I was walking a long distance. All the shops, all the restaurants, everything are right there. And if you want to go sightseeing in Seaside, you just got to walk on a couple back roads. It's very quiet. It's very limited traffic. Mostly everybody is walking in Seaside. And this is one of the reasons why Seaside has exploded, because it's got that cute little charm to it that you're just not going to find in Destin or Panama City Beach anymore. They have just become too crowded. They've become too packed. Truly, you can never really build another Seaside. I mean, as goofy as this can sound, it literally cannot be done because of the way that engineering and architecture principles and the way they do stuff nowadays. You're just not gonna get another Seaside nowadays like the other sister neighborhoods that are down the road, like Alice Beach or Rosemary Beach, that are a little bit newer, a little bit more modernized. Those have different design principles, and you can easily see those just in the short drive from Seaside to there. So Seaside isn't perfect. It's not a picture perfect paradise, but it's unique in its old-fashioned charm, and you really feel a more relaxed vibe when you're there, and you just don't get anything else like that anywhere in the area. So by choosing to move to or invest in Seaside, you're really safe and secure in knowing that what you're buying into in Seaside is what you're gonna have. So the number 2 reason why Seaside has become so big is because of the scenic beauty and beach access. No one wants to go visit someplace that's ugly, right? And it wouldn't be doing Seaside justice if you didn't talk about how beautiful it is there and the white sand beaches that they have. Have you ever been to those yellowish sand beaches that are super hot in the sun? They hurt your feet to walk on. They're littered with shells, and that's not even comfy to walk on alone, let alone the hot sun that's cooking your feet. And you definitely don't want to sit in it. And then the water's kind of just like a murky dark blue. Well, here in Seaside, the sand is literally pure white and it's soft as a cloud. I mean, this is a metaphor, but I'm also somewhat serious. It feels like you're walking on a cloud. And I know that sounds funny, but you'll know it if you've been here, or if you come here, you're gonna quickly see like what I'm saying is actually true. The sand is very, very soft, and because of what it's made out of with quartz in it, it doesn't get super hot in the summer, so you can walk barefoot in the sand and not cook the bottom of your feet. One thing I will say though, it is so white, and guess what? Sunlight reflects off of white surfaces. So if you go to the beach on a very bright and sunny day in the middle of summer and that sun hits that sand, you are going to go blind if you do not bring sunglasses. I have made the mistake of going to the beach without sunglasses, and I'm walking around like, all right, I know I was joking, but let's get back into what I was talking about. So for a long time, Destin and Panama City Beach overshadowed Seaside, making it a little hidden gem down by the water. But as more famous people and just people in general have been giving it social media exposure, famous celebrities have been buying homes in the area or visiting the area, it really has driven a lot of demand for people to want to come check it out and learn what Seaside has to offer them. Just like simple things like being able to go out to dinner and eat food on the boardwalk and watch a sunset without 100 other people in there talking, making the entire environment and the noise in the environment really loud and unenjoyable. Or having beach access right there so you can launch a kayak or launch a paddleboard out in the water. You got those pastel colored buildings in Seaside mixed with those white coastal style buildings that give it such a lively, bright design that really make Seaside unique, because that is something that you will quickly notice if you read about Seaside, is everyone talks about the pastel colored buildings. Despite all this iconic beauty and popularity that it's got, you will really see that Seaside has managed to maintain its original roots in being a small town with a lot of beauty and charm, but still having access to modern amenities. So that is something that has really driven Seaside so big, as people have realized how beautiful it is, and that is why it is number 2 on this list. So getting to number 3 is access to amenities. So it's really cool to be able to walk everywhere you need in Seaside. The fact that you can just park your car and spend the entire day walking around, or get one of those old like style cruiser bikes and just bike up and down the beach area, you know, and go to the beach and then go off the beach and go right to getting food. And then maybe after you got some food, you want to do some light shopping, and that's right there. And all within a walking distance of only maybe 5 minutes. So speaking of the food, you got places like Airstream Row, which is those quick bites. You just go in, you order at, basically it's a food truck. Or maybe you want a more traditional dining experience, you can go sit down at Bud and Alley's, which is a very popular restaurant, not just in Seaside, but in all of 30A. And celebrities have even been spotted there, so you might actually get a picture with one of your favorite celebrities if you're lucky. So talking about shopping, you got small boutique mom and pop style stores. And talking about those stores, one of them was featured in The Truman Show and is still there to this day, and is an iconic little general store in Seaside in the main plaza. But you also have like cool little things like simple little surf style outfitter stores. You got the iconic Seaside store, which has the Seaside tee that you will probably see everyone wearing both in 30A and in Seaside. Not to mention, they actually even use that main Central Plaza amphitheater in Grass Field. They use it for concerts, they use it for special events. They even do plays in the park, which is something unique and cool that I don't really hear a lot about going on in the area. So it's kind of cool that Seaside has that and is offering that. They're really big on arts and crafts. So if you're into arts, they have an art gallery and plays. So Seaside has a little bit of everything and is really trying to build a cool, unique culture, and you have access to all of that while just walking, you don't have to drive everywhere, which if you live in the area and you're watching this video, you can vouch for. You have to drive everywhere, not just in Destin, but in everywhere around the area. Unfortunately, this is not an area like a bigger city where you can walk around the whole city, and the public transportation here is not great. So the fact that Seaside, you can just park your car on the outskirts of Seaside and walk through all of Seaside and have access to all this stuff. People are just out and about. They're not really in a rush. It's a great place to get to stop and know your neighbor and make friends and be friendly. So, you know, I definitely would say if you're coming from a big city to Seaside, that could be a little bit of a culture shock. You know, because in Seaside, it's not hustle and bustle. It's very laid back. And look, I know sometimes we want those big box office stores, and you're only a short drive away from it if you live in Seaside. You know, you have Santa Rosa Beach, Sandestin, or you can go down to Panama City Beach. So, you know, it's not like you're completely cut off from civilization. And number 4 is a strong demand for real estate. So I know I said it somewhere in this video, but when you're buying a piece of property in Seaside, you're not just buying that property. You're buying into the entire lifestyle and community of Seaside. With Seaside, it's exclusive, it's small knit. They've intentionally stopped expansion because they want to keep a more small, laid back community vibe. And so you're buying into something very exclusive that only a few people ever really get to experience. So that really does put a strong demand for the real estate in the area because it's simply a supply and demand. There's a lot of demand to live in this area that's beautiful, unique, exclusive, but the supply is only so limited because they're not expanding outwards and they're not going to continue to expand upwards. So the places that are there right now are what's going to be there. So you have something that's very exclusive that's creating a strong demand in the area, but only a limited amount of supply that you can get. Seaside is designed for those people that want that small, walkable community, close-knit, and laid back. It's a timeless town that will continue to maintain its roots and charm into the future. These are the reasons why I believe that Seaside has exploded with growth in the past decade. So maybe after watching this video, you realize Seaside, Florida might not be the place for you, or maybe it's not exactly what you're looking for. Destin, Florida is still an amazing area to go look at. Go watch this video right here where I talk about the 10 reasons why Destin, Florida is a great place for you. If you live in the area, I would love to hear what you think about this and maybe if I forgot something. And if you are looking to move to, invest in, or buy in, or even sell in the area, I would love to be your go-to real estate resource. My name is James Mercer. My contact info is on the screen and in the description. I would love to talk. Other than that, I will see y'all next time. Have a great day.